While most of the big rock formations have been well documented, there are still more obscure formations to be explored. The level of accessibility allows some rocks to remain more unknown, but the most important factor for popularity is how we react to it. When a place gives a unique feeling or experience, that will drive people to say that a place is important. The Needles Basalt Towers is one of those formations that has remained obscure, with little to no info about it anywhere. Having no geological studies or travel reports to go off of, it can be even more enjoyable to explore and make your own conclusions. This rock formation sits in the Santiam area on a larger formation called the Old Cascades. The Old Cascades are a sub-mountain range of the Cascades, also called the Western Cascades. This sub-mountain range is smaller and older than the big Cascade volcanoes we all know. While the Cascades are mostly around a couple 100,000 years old, the old Cascades go back something like 15 to 30 million years old. The million years of erosion has made these volcanoes shorter, and the rock surface has mostly become soil and plant life. Erosion has exposed the needles, but a lot of the rock has stood the test of time. To get to the needles, visitors must navigate a maze of gravel roads from various starting points. The remoteness of this destination definitely contributes to its lack of popularity. Maybe there's also just not enough to do in the area to justify a 2-hour drive for a single view. My experience was an amazing, wide view of a rock formation that had a bit of an amphitheater-like feel. Right at the bottom of this rock formation is a small lake. It's likely that both the lake and rock formation are visible today from glacial erosion. Mountain lakes are often formed by glaciers moving things around and carving out a depression. Rock formations like basalt columns are often hidden until some form of erosion comes along to expose them. Millions of years later, wildlife enjoys the result of volcanoes and glaciers. Closer to the lake, the chirping birds that could be heard all day get drowned out by frogs. Animals are drawn to this area and thrive, maybe in part because humans haven't had a big presence. With this place being so obscure, we can't rely on a bunch of geologic studies and information. The name that some unknown person gave it was the Needles Basalt Towers, but that could be more of a descriptive name than a scientific definition. Columnar basalt are those neat lines of lava rock that you see at many places like John Day. They usually form in hexagons or pentagons from lava solidifying and forming fractures that travel into the lava as it cools. There are some nice vertical column lines, but they aren't as uniform as what we usually see in columnar basalt. There also aren't any nice hexagon-pentagon shapes seen at the top of the formation. But the perfect columnar basalt characteristics could have been transformed from a long time period of erosion. One thing we can rely on here is the U.S. Geological Survey info for the area. The Needles sit right at the survey map unit TBA, which is described as andesite and basalt. Andesite could be likely, with the rocks being a little lighter than typical dark basalt. The formation being in map unit TBA also means it's estimated at 10 to 17 million years old. The age was found by potassium-argon dating. That process finds the age of rocks by measuring the ratio of potassium-40 to its decay product argon-40. With this formation being so ancient, age and erosion likely formed a lot of what we see today. What remains on top of the formation are little rock towers, with most of their neighbors fallen over and slowly sliding down the hill. Millions of years after volcanic activity, soil and plant life have overtaken most of the old lava flow. The backside of the Needles is very different, with loose rock that slowly travels down a more gradual slope. Burnt trees can be seen in front of the towers, but really extend into the land behind them. In 2021, the Breuer fire burned a couple hundred acres of this area. A couple hundred acres sounds great compared to some of the mega fires we have been having lately. There was some mention of people being worried the fire would affect nearby hiking trails, but no mention of the Needles, either because they are unknown or could survive any fire. I enjoyed checking out the Needles, but I could see why many other people wouldn't think it's worth the trip. In close proximity, there aren't a lot of big attractions to visit. The forests and roads themselves are pretty nice to explore. Bachelor Mountain is a smaller mountain hike nearby, and many larger mountains are within view. Behind Bachelor is Jefferson, the most prominent nearby mountain. Three-Fingered Jack is visible, which is also known for crumbly eroded rock just like the Needles. Further in the distance is Mount Washington, which is slightly less terrible crumbly rock. Three Sisters were hiding behind the clouds, as well as a few other mountains such as Mount Hood. The vertical wall of the towers looked like they could be some great climbing. But I haven't heard of anyone climbing this or read of anyone talking about it as a climbing spot. All the fallen rocks are a sign that there may not be anything solid to tie onto. The Needles Basalt Towers may not ever become a popular attraction. There are many similar column-like formations out there, and the remote location is enough to keep most people away. But for those that enjoy exploring volcanic formations, this would be well worth the trip. Who knows, maybe thanks to this video there will be some gender reveal confetti bombs and Bluetooth speakers coming soon.